Welcome back to SL Chennai Speaks Out. We're going to start this segment by looking first at a little story that we did not so long ago. We're going to play that story for you, where a 26-year-old woman has filed a complaint of domestic violence against an IPS officer. He's now stationed in Jammu. Sharmila accuses her husband, IPS officer S.R. Samuel. He's a commandant of the 13th Battalion of the Indian Reserve Police Force in Jammu and a divorcee, of ill treatment, cruelty and entering into a sham marriage. Let's take a look at this story.
Pictures that bring back unpleasant memories. When Sharmila married IPS officer Samuel, a divorcee, in February, she hoped life would change for good. What followed was a nightmare. Sharmila claims during his posting as an SP in Leh, Samuel abused, assaulted and even made her stand in the open in freezing temperatures.
When I am in my deep sleep, he'll push me down from the cot. He'll hit me down to the cot. He's saying the same thing. I am an IPS officer. Law can't touch me.
2 months after her wedding, Samuel allegedly disowned her, saying she wasn't his legal wife. The wedding had taken place in Chennai the rationalist way, without priests, something Hindus believe in. And Samuel, a Christian, told the bride's family he had converted to Hinduism. Trouble began when Sharmila wanted registration of the marriage.
Making a woman believe that she is his wife and cohabiting with him is a very serious offence.
But Samuel, now the commandant of the 13th Battalion in Jammu, denies all allegations.
Totally, how is it possible of a torture and that in my official reason? That's not possible. She was pregnant and she was aborted herself without informing any of us.
This is perhaps the first case of moral turpitude against an IPS officer in the recent past. While the Chennai police is yet to file an FIR, women rights activists are gearing up to mount pressure. In Chennai, Sam Daniel, Find It TV.
So we've all taken a look at that story. Perhaps I'm going to go now to the audience and ask them, audience on this side, what do you think about that story? Would you think that what happened there was domestic violence?
It's absolutely domestic violence. It's a kind of abuse, and cheating her. It's a fraud, and maybe he planned it all the while. That's why he agreed for a Hindu wedding, which may not stand in legal court.
Actually, it wasn't even a Hindu wedding. It was actually what is called a self-respect wedding, which is just two people. It's legal. It falls under that.
It is not legally recognized.
Right. Let me ask Sudha. You've been dealing with this lady, and unfortunately, she lost her grandmother, and she was not able to make it. What do you think? Is that considered violence, domestic violence?
Definitely, it's not merely an domestic violence, it is also domestic violence, but there are also serious IPC offences involved in this case. And you know, it has taken more than a month and still the FIR has not been registered in this case. So any Kubban and Subban, you give a complaint, it's registered the very same day or the next day. There are a number of people who here subscribe to the fact that they were arrested or cases filed against them. But till date, this complaint remains a mere complaint and the FIR has not been registered.
So what do you think? Do you think that if you slapped your wife or your live-in partner, is that domestic violence or not?
Very much a domestic violence, but it is a matter to be settled in between them. There is existing IPC provisions. When you slap not only your wife, you slapping anyone is an offence. When you slap anyone, there is a provision in the IPC, you can go and file a case if they really want to. There are many people who don't go, not only your wife. Anybody else.
Having said that,
so,
why is it, sir,
why do you require a special law for wife alone?
So why is it that can the women here tell me that if you were subjected to domestic violence, would you go, would you make a complaint, would you stand up and say, this has happened to me?
I would like to respond to what he said. He said, why is it domestic violence if I slap, why is it a violence if I slap my wife and it's not a violence if I slap somebody else?
No, I don't think that's what, no.
Slapping anybody is
not what she said.
But why do you take this as an issue? Okay, why do you need a special law for that? You need a special law for that because the wife cannot slap you back or she will not slap you back.
What? Hold on.
For instance,
so
let's take it like this.
Wait, just a minute, doctor.
No,
so what do you think?
No,
do you think it's okay to slap your wife or your live-in partner?
No, I got slapped by my wife. We are in IT era, so there are many husbands who are undergoing domestic violences with respect to the wife. They're handling, I mean, they are having like, too much of domestic violences from the wife, and if you don't like cooperate with them, you end up in ending in 498A. So I got into 498A. I mean, if you say I had written a property in my wife's name, and still I got into 498A, and I've been stabbed by my wife. I got an injury in my hand also when I was living with my wife. And
Right.
yeah.
Can we pass the mic to that gentleman? Sir, tell us.
Madam, I never got slapped by my wife at all.
Okay,
Let me
hold
tell
a
you the
minute,
truth.
please.
I never got slapped. She thumped me. She slashed my hand. She hit me with chairs. I never got slapped. She has assaulted me with a chair when I was abroad, when she was staying with me abroad.
What did you do about it, sir?
No, I didn't do. Say, when you're staying overseas, in Middle East, in Abu Dhabi, a small complaint, she would have gone to the jail. I didn't do that. We solved it there. I solved my problem there. I
How
kept
did
quiet.
you solve it, sir?
No, I just kept quiet. I had to keep quiet. I had to just be a mute acceptor for whatever she had done.
Okay. There's a gentleman behind you who wants to say something, sir.
Law has to protect the innocent. Why there is a discrimination between the male and female? Article 14, 15, 19, 21. It is a violation of the Constitution. The Article 14 clearly said equal before law, equal protection of law. Why there is a...
Right.
And recently Supreme Court also held that there is no discrimination between male and female. All are equal.
You sound like a lawyer.
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
A lawyer? Okay, fine.
All are equal. Recently Supreme Court also held that
Right, okay.
all are equal. Now every opportunity, everything the ladies are having. Why there is a only the domestic violence for ladies.
Right.